Alright, here we are for round 1 of the Modern Showcase. Playing against Brian Cook in round 1. Just like its legacy. So I'm assuming that Brian's gonna be playing something like Twiddlestorm or some of the stuff that he likes to play. So we're on the draw. He keeps 7. Like, this hand looks fine, but knowing who I am against, I probably have to ship this. This is a turn 4 Titan. It's slightly better. Yes. Not super excited about this. Well, now I'm even less excited now. Not too many options for him. Oh, it's not a bad draw. Not a bad draw at all. Can we top deck in a Susaur Dryad now? Yeah, it's playing Twiddle. Good old Serum Visions. Back in the day, this card was like $14 or something ridiculous. Good times. So we can pass the turn here. So if we top deck an Azusa, we can hardcast this Titan. So that's cool. Will it be enough? I doubt it. But we can also draw a Karn. He has perfect info though. Why would he Inquisition here? He knows my entire hand. I mean, it probably doesn't matter. I'm probably just dead here. Karn is pretty solid in this matchup. Put Lurrus in hand. Whew, that's fire. That is how you top deck. Jeez. We can't haste, unfortunately. Because we need the green mana to cast the Titan. But we're putting Bryant in a spot where like he just needs to top deck something here. Because otherwise we just kill them. We just kill them next turn. And I think I'm gonna transmute here now. He could have a discard spell, but it needs to be Thoughtseize. I may still be very well dead right now, for what's worth. He has the Passing Flames and the Warp Breach. Well, I mean, he doesn't have that much fodder. He can't super go off. Well, now he can. Okay, so now we're dead. Very likely. Yeah, his Tom Scour just goes infinite here. And I assume that he goes for... That's it. I think so. I think Tom Scour is now lethal. So he's just milling himself with Scour, but it's too early for me to do this math. Too early for me to do this math, so... I mean, at the least we get the info, so... I guess I'll just, you know, speed this up for the recording. Okay, so he ended up wishing for Grape Shot and killing me for 20. Okay, going to round to game number 2. We definitely won the second Karn. Definitely won Endurance. Bujuki Bog. In fact, Bujuki Bog would have... I don't want to say won me that game, but it would have helped a lot. Probably doesn't win. Got an Explorer. Got a Radiant Fountain. Got a Cavern of Souls. He didn't show me any sort of counter magic, but probably his counter magic is like... It's not something that can counter a Titan, it's something that can counter like Mystical Dispute and stuff, or Flusterstorm. I don't think I want Forces or Liberator. No, actually these are fine. These are free interaction that I can blow up the Underworld Breach with. So what do we cut then? Somehow I'm not experienced with this list against Twiddlestorm. Maybe cut the expedition map. It's got a Titan and the expedition map. I may get punished by the expedition map if we find ourselves in a narrow situation where like we have to map for a bounce land or something, but well, we keep this. Turn 2 Karn on the play. Don't mind if I do. That's a discard. So I guess we're not gonna play Karn on turn 2. It's gonna be interesting what we do with this Karn, by the way. We actually cannot pact for Asusa. I mean, we can, but if we pact for Asusa, then we can't even cast the Karn, so like it just literally makes no sense to pact for Asusa. Just gonna do this, pass the turn. I don't think that that deck can win on turn 2, so we're not worried about dying here. He did show me Pact of Negation. This Titan is not lethal, and also there's the problem of I think I'm not gonna go for Titan, I'm gonna go for Karn. I'm gonna go for Karn. This stops the Wish Claw. And Coding stops their black mana. And next turn we kill them with Titan. So now in upkeep I'm just going to Coding their land. There is a very, very small chance that we die here. Well, now there's no chance that we die, so that's cool. I may still want to go for Tormod's Crypt. not? Pact. We don't have to choose here, which is nice. So this is just lethal here. Dwala could fetch land. Always yes, always yes, always yes. So even if they have the twiddle to tap my Titan, it just doesn't know anything. Yep. Alright, sweet. Game 3. That was a draw. Can we draw like that again, please? Can we draw like that again, please, please, please? Looking at the Outland Liberator and wondering things. I think that no is the answer. Just gonna submit like this again. Yep. Yeah, we keep this hand. Gotta get rid of that upkeep stop. Turn 1 discard again, Bryant. Alright. Bye bye, Amulet. There's only one correct choice here. Yep, that's the choice. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. So this coming turn, I mean, I could just Titan him. Gracer. Fortunately, that doesn't do anything. So I'm just gonna bog and pass the turn. Gracer is a card that I can pitch to either one of these, so that's nice. Serum Visions before using Wish Claw. So they can only activate Wish Claw during their turn. So that means that if I Titan, would it be nice to draw a natural Titan? Another Summoner's Back. I mean, I'm gonna go for it anyway. Like, it's not getting better for us, so I'm just gonna YOLO a little bit. I'm definitely not going to attack because I may die to my fact, and like just a simple twiddle just kills me. So I'm gonna go for Summoner's Pact and just make sure that I can pay for my pact and upkeep. Actually, because I get Gracer, right? So if I Gracer, that's +3 mana. Yeah, but then I'm double pacting. I'm still in the same spot where I just died to a twiddle, so. So if he has a way of... I guess I could have played around Spell Pierce. I mean, I guess I just let this go and just packed again. Alright, show me the counterspell for this. But again, I don't think it's correct for me to slow myself down, because things are just getting better for him. The longer that things go, the better that they get for him. So we are going to go... again, we need to make sure that we're paying for a pact. We need to make sure we're paying for pact. So we're definitely going to be getting a green source. If we get another green source, I could hold a bounce land, because we already have another pact ready to go. I really want to force a bigger this Wishclaw Talisman, and I guess I don't play the Gracer so I can hold it up for endurance. But if I'm gonna force, like, I have to force right now while he can't activate the talisman. So I think I'm just gonna go for... What are the chances that he's playing something ridiculous like Alpine Moon? Probably 0, right? Like, what are the chances that he has a way to interact with my mana? Like Spreading Seas. Well, I guess I can't beat Spreading Seas. Oh, no, I can't. I would need to play the Gracer. Is that what I want to do? I don't think so. I guess I can go Castle Breeding Pool, and then I Gracer and I force, and yeah, this plays around them having some way of, like, you know, like Spreading Seas in me or whatever. Gracer, play this. Gotta make sure the block trigger goes on the stack last. And I guess we still have a green card for endurance if we need it. So green, force this. And now everything gets exiled. So the stacking of triggers actually matters here. So it's one less card for them to go off with. As we saw in the previous game, any random card in his graveyard actually matters. Maybe I'm just playing around stuff that I'm not supposed to play around here. We do have interaction with endurance. No Lotus field up until last turn. Okay, so now we pay for Pact. I'm going to pay like this, because if we find a green bounce land, we can pack this turn. We don't. So I'm assuming that my prime time is going to get twiddled. Or like, whatever. Twiddle adjacent. Echoing Truth. Alright. We're going to get in there with Gracer, of course. and kind of punish me for fetching the breeding pool, because now I can't just hardcast the endurance. Wish Claw. It's pretty nice. So now we just get to do everything. She can't pay for Pact of Negation, so that's not really an issue. Stones in this. Gonna Pact for Dryad. Dryad of the Elysian Grove variety. Titan of the Primeval variety. Now we're going to get a Valakut of the You're Dead variety. Is this just lethal? Yes. The answer is yes. Because I could go for haste, but then they just twiddle me. So this is, if I do go for haste, this is, because I'm just thinking about this member here. So do I want to play around Twiddle, or do I want to play around this member? If I go for Valakut and Slayer Stronghold, that is going to be 6 plus 3, it's 9, plus 3, it's 12, so it's not lethal. Okay, so we can't go for it. So if Brian has this member, they don't die here. Needs exactly this member. Doesn't look like he has it. Boom. Round number 1 in the books. We drew like fire this match. We drew so well. Hopefully we can keep that going, because that was cool. Drawing like hot fire is something that I can get used to. See you next round. Alright, playing against Willie Adol, Hall of Famer, and currently number 1 in this event. Am I keeping these against the monkey deck? I just can't, right? This is better. This is indeed better. We are on the play. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna ship the second, right? Could just ship the garrison. Yeah, I think I'm shipping the garrison. Shipping the garrison. We do have to play Naked Vesuva on 1, which is very awkward, but like I'd rather just make sure that I have the multiple Dryads. But I need to find a non... I guess I could just play Sanctuary and just copy whatever they play. Just another big deal. Wheelie kept 7. Play that sicko. This hand is pretty awkward, but I think the overall power level is high enough that it's worth keeping. Oh, he's playing Murktide. Big yikes, that's so much worse for me. Massive yikes. Not only big yikes, humongous yikes. Alright, I can work with this. can work with this. Let me resize this so I see what he does. Moto has the tendency to like complete, like you choose a setup and then it just changes it back because whatever, you know. So we do get to play Dryad here, which is pretty nice. So play Amulet. I guess this list are playing Force now, so maybe, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Maybe that was a reason to lead on Dryad since I drew the untapped land. They play like 1 Force in the entire 60. Like, I don't think I'm supposed to do it though. I think they play exactly 1 Force. DRC keeps chugging along. Did find another land, so we're just gonna have to start running into which is pretty unfortunate. We're just gonna have to start running into counter magic. Really sucks. Okay, could be that one, I guess. Duration is pretty good. Okay, now they enable Delirium, so now they're gonna be able to kill my Dryad with a thingy. The good thing is that if they do, no, I guess they still have access to counterspell. Well, now if they want to play the DRC, they don't. Yeah, so there's the heat. So they're not playing the DRC, they're holding up counterspell. I don't love shocking here, but I just have to because I can go get Cavern this way. Even though Cavern doesn't do anything in the face of Unholy Heat. And people always make fun of me, you know, because I was saying that, you know, Amulet is unplayable or whatever. And like, sure, like Amulet can only be so bad, but at the same time, you know, the context of things changes, right? Also, we're just dead to that Murktide. Like, as long as, you know, like this matchup is just miserable for us. Matchup's really, really bad. And like, I just can't stabilize against the Murky. So we're just kind of dead. All right, both of these are good. This one's good. This one's good. I don't even know why I'm thinking. Actually, I can just go to my docs, Google Docs. +1 endurance and -1 castle, -2 saga, and -1 Asus. Clean side ruling. This is why you do the thinking beforehand, you know. I mean, I guess I have to keep this hand, right? We get hell owned by an Alpine Moon. We get so owned by Alpine Moon, it's not even funny. But yeah, So that I was looking at is the starter guide that I wrote for my Twitch subscribers or Patreon supporters. So if you want to have access to it, you can go with either one of those things. Could cavern human. I mean, I definitely want to put a blocker in front of this monkey. Because otherwise, if they do have Blood Moon, I get super blown out. Being Murktide. Opponent's not attacking. Super interesting. Okay, so here's an amulet. And I guess we're gonna go for another saga. Just pass the turn. This saga we actually can get some value from, which is cool. Again, we're dead to Blood Moon. I don't think we can realistically beat Blood Moon. Just realized this flipped. Awesome. It doesn't survive, like, because they have actual delirium right here, so it doesn't even survive unholy heat. It's cool though. It is bigger than the monkey. So it does block nicely. Okay. Asusa, Dryad. No. Yep. So I guess we're not making a token then. I guess I could have, but if I make a token, then I am... if I do make a token, I am... I'm not developing my mana. And developing my mana matters more than making a token. So the good thing is that now we don't lose to Blood Moon, because we have the Liberator. I guess we lose to removal into Blood Moon. He seems to be a Murktide Regent. Which is not gonna be remotely close to enough. Want to play this mana. Guess it's better for me to play this so that I can trigger off of the double Valakut that I'm gonna get. Just doesn't matter. Yeah, this kind of hand we can beat. The one that, you know, like place a monkey and they spin their wheels and don't do anything. This is how we beat Murktide. When they don't interact with us at all, and then they just roll over and die. Like, we can beat those hands. We can definitely beat those hands. So here's hoping for some more of those hands. He moves to 6. Yeah, I'm gonna keep. Would be a lot happier if there were a Cavern of Souls and there were a bounce land in here. But even still, it's reasonable. think it just doesn't matter for me to get value, I don't think. This is really bad if opponent has either Alpine Moon or Blood Moon. Probably can't beat Moon anyway. At least not Blood Moon. We probably can beat Alpine Moon, but can beat Blood Moon. Well, this is good. Float mana. Get Amulet of Vigor. 1, 2, 3. Gonna play Triad. And I think we play Liberator. Just to have something that can block the monkey if they get rid of my Triad. Which is not particularly easy for my opponent to get rid of my Dryad, for what's worth. Missing land drops. It's good for the home team. So blue, blue, 1. We're gonna transmit for a bounce land here. And I'm just going to play Azusa, and I'm just gonna bluff, I guess. So I'm just gonna make some extra land drops that don't achieve anything, just to see if my opponent will interact with my Azusa. I could go for Titan, but it would require me to double pact, because I could pact for Gracer. Just gonna do this. It's a good draw. Force of Negation pitching Murktide. So at this point, I think that my opponent is 100% holding onto a counterspell, so I'm just gonna pass. And I don't think it's very likely for him to have a removal spell. But if he top decks Blood Moon or the land that he's missing in order to Blood Moon me, then... But the longer that this goes, it's not necessarily getting that much worse for me. So... Oh, I guess we could be swinging with Dryad. Let's do that. I missed 4 points of damage last turn. Missed 4 points. And here I also missed points of damage. That was pretty bad, actually. That was pretty bad. I have not been optimizing. Honestly, I just forgot that this front hold was in play. That's pretty bad. I could have swung with both Dryad and Azusa, both of them vigilant. Alright, he did find the land. I think we're about to get Blood Moon here. Yep. And we don't have answers to it, because the Liberator is gone. So at this point we just gotta draw a Karn. can't pay for Pact. Yeah, I played this game very poorly. Played this game super poorly. Should have played better. The good thing is that he can't cast Counterspell anymore now. Yeah, I played this game very poorly. Could have done so many different things. My opponent did play very well, by the way. My opponent did play extremely well. So basically I'm just trying to draw Karn or another green source. Another basic forest. If I were playing Punt's list, I would be winning, because this would be another basic forest. That's pretty good. So the good thing is that, you know, the Murktide deck kind of struggles a little bit with blue sources, because for whatever reason they play like 9 mountains total, and now that the Blood Moon is in play, oh, not island I meant, but like somehow he found it. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Everything that I was saying doesn't apply anymore. Opponent's got it. That's quite unfortunate. That is quite unfortunate. Quite unfortunate. Are you kidding me? You're starting to... okay. Okay. That plays. I guess I'm playing this land out because... and I'm probably going to be pacting for Endurance here. But I'm going to wait until my opponent attempts to hit my Dryad. Or Petty Theft. Well, good thing I didn't go for the Endurance play then. I was not expecting Petty Theft. I was not expecting Petty Theft. Okay, so now we... The House of Cards is kind of crumbling now. House of Cards is crumbling. Found another basic island. So I'm assuming that his hand is at least 1 counter spell. The Expedition map would have been a great draw, actually. Expedition map would have been a great draw for me. Monkey. Oh, monkey. Okay, there we go. There we go. So, play Dryad. See if my opponent counters. One, two, three, four. And I think I'm gonna pack for another Dryad here. Summon Respect. Force of Negation. Okay. So now we have perfect info. So Summon Respect for Dryad. Play it. And pass the turn. And next turn we're gonna be able to... I mean, I have to block here. Opponent probably has Bolt. Also they drew, yeah. So now we get time walked. And my opponent puts another threat into play. And we can pack for Endurance and then we die to the Borrower. Yeah, I played this game like shit. I could have probably won this if I had played better. I think I could have won this game if I had played better. I'm assuming opponent has nothing in hand. I guess Okay, so endurance can potentially still get me there. Oh, come on, they thought that Murktide. Yeah, well, I can't beat that. Damn it. That was a lot. That was a lot. Yeah, alright, we're done here. That's brutal. I could have won this game if I had played better. I feel like such an idiot now. Anyway, see you next round. Alright, here we go for round number 3. We're on the draw against Yorion. I'm gonna keep this one. The first one was obviously unkeepable. What are we gonna do with this hand is interesting though. I kind of want to go turn 1 Forest into Saga. Forest into Gracer, sorry, and play Saga. This means that next turn I get to go Amulet plus Asusa. Or Amulet plus make a Saga token. Both of those are reasonable. We're gonna make a Saga token now that I drew a second bounce land. So Gracer, Saga. It's probably gonna be a matchup about grinding, so. Oh. Fuck. I guess this is how this round's gonna go, huh? Good old spreading seas on turn 2. The Yorion deck. Okay. Okay. Harvest into... Wait, what is this? What did they find? Oh, they were looking for land. Okay, so they didn't see the ending and that stuff. That's good. Let's go with Asusa. If my opponent counters it, I don't really care. This Vista looks pretty sick. The good old frame Vista. Take that out. Maybe they have Bolt. It's not really that big of a deal. Get in there with Monkey for value. Send that message. Gotta send that message. Fetch, on end step. Well, we kind of have to draw a Titan here. If we draw a Titan, we're gonna be looking really good. If we don't draw a Titan, maybe not so much. Fairy does literally nothing. Balancing this is, yeah, whatever. Is there a reason to play out this bounce land? Probably. It's not like I'm playing Cultivator Colossus, right? Eh. And this now Valakut, it's actually a good draw. Wait, is Valakut just lethal? I think Valakut, yeah, Valakut is actually just lethal. That's cool. Bolt my Asusa, hit my Dryad. Sure, okay, so I guess Valakut is not lethal anymore. So we really need that. Wait, they could have heated and they didn't?
Planeswalker.
No, they didn't. They had enchantment, sorcery. Oh no, yeah, they were missing Planeswalker. You're right. So they returned the fairy, which makes me think that they have another heat. Oh, yeah. Just reading my opponent like an open book. Just reading them like an open book. So let's go with these. I guess I should have gone in Saga instead of the other one. Well, actually no, because I can just transmute and Titan right now, so... We probably still have to play around Solitude though. So... Play this. Good on me that I played the Bounce Land last turn, huh? So I'm gonna float the mana first, so if my opponent wants to Solitude, they can Solitude my Azusa if they want. And it looks like they're F6'd. So I'm gonna go for haste. Maybe they're debating me. Good on them if they are. Maybe they are debating me. Yeah, they are debating me. Yep. Yeah, maybe I got a little bit too hasty here. Oh. They got me with the good old F6 trick. Got me with the good old F6 trick. Block you. Well, now what? They have ephemerate. That's really bad. That's really, really bad. Good back, Windsweep Heath. Do we lose now? We probably do. We would have never lost if I hadn't gone for it. We would have never lost if I hadn't gone for it. So this one's on me. Not infinite quite yet. Now it's infinite. Now it goes infinite. I mean, I can get a little bit of clock equity, but like they just take infinite turns. It's just a waste of time. Move on to the next match. So, Jukabog. Man, that one feels. Ugh. That one feels bad. Let's get my guide here against. Find it. Oh, I guess I forgot to include it. It's okay. So That fountain, and we want to add a card and endurance. Want to cut 2 gracers. I'm getting, I feel like I'm not playing my best today. Not playing my best. So this hand doesn't do anything without a bounce land. And we can play into Prismatic Ending too, so I'm just gonna ship it. This hand's better. Keep. I'm gonna send us Usa. 1 and also moves to 6. Gonna go Saga. Then I think I'm gonna Vesuva Gobi Saga. Ay, ay, ay. Sometimes it's just not your day, you know? Sometimes it's just not your day. You just gotta accept it, move on. Sometimes it's just not your tournament, and it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. It's fine. You can have a bad tournament. At least my opponent's not hitting land drops. Never mind. Never mind. So this means they can't really stop me from playing Dryad here, so that's something. Here's Dryad. I'm just gonna block with them. So I guess if I find a Titan, we're in this. If I find a Titan, we're in this game. Prismatic Ending, it's fine. Messed up the sequencing here, shouldn't have done it like this. Another Prismatic Ending. Oh, that's a lot worse. That's a lot worse for me than Prismatic Ending. Alright. Let's find that Primeval Titan, shall we? Oh! Never mind. The one-off time warp working overtime. The one-off time warp. You love to see it. It's rough out there today. It's rough out there today. So we're gonna play this naming Giant, and because of Valakut, I'm gonna hold on to the other lands. Please draw a threat here. So Lurrus counts. To Lurrus Place. So they have Solitude. Oh, they're just gonna Yorion. No, they have Solitude. Okay. Suspiciously holding up Reflecting Pool. Suspiciously holding up Reflecting Pool. There's not much that I can do anyway. Just have to begin the parade. Begin the Titan parade. May need more mana next turn. Dude, the one of Alpine Moon, the one of Time Warp, jeez. If we somehow manage to win this game, seems very unlikely. My opponent has 7 cards in hand, they're about to kill my Solitude. They have infinity mana. I think that we just have to go for it. We can double Titan here. If they have either another Solitude or even worse, Ephemerate, we're gonna lose. There's nothing we can do about it. Because it's just getting worse the more time goes by. It just keeps getting worse and worse. So Saga's not an option. If I attack, opponent blocks with Yorion and Omnath. Can't even kill both.
No, Valgood. Go for a Dread.
Doesn't do anything though. If they have Ephemerate, I lose, right? Straight up, because they just blink Solitude and then they blink Yorion and then they kill both of my Titans. The game's over. So I cannot beat Ephemerate. Anything that I do that wins the game kind of includes Sunhome, but this only works if my Titan is surviving. So I think we're gonna go for Valakut.
I don't have any white.
I know, I'm not gonna haste here. So we're just gonna go with this. I think this is the highest upside. These are the more important lands. I just had so yeah, whatever. So at least this blocks here. This blocks here. So they don't have great attacks. They don't really have great attacks, so at least we got that going for us. Sure. Well, erase that. They do have good attacks. Should have never lost game one. Should have never lost game one. I just got carried away. I was super punished by it. Should have never lost game one. That's frustrating. Just frustrated on myself. 4, 8. It's not lethal. But I don't really have outs. Yes. Alright. At X&2, I'm probably just dropping. Fuck it. Yeah, this was not my tournament. This just... We started so well, and then... Yeah, I just did not play well. Alright, we're done for top 8, but playing for funsies. I think we're keeping this.
Let's see if we get punished by starting C's this time.
Didn't even say that shit, man.
Too soon.
Can't take it. I can't take it. So they're on UR Murktide, which is really bad news.
We have a card, so they think we are Eldrazi.
Ursa Saga works so badly with my hand, yeah, because like the Dryads want me to have lands for the Valakut. Sucks.
They play Consider?
Yeah, they play Consider now instead of Flotscar, which I think makes a lot of sense. Flotscar sucks. That card is so bad.
Flotscar allow you to do turn to Murktide.
Yeah, it raises your turn to Murktide hand, but it's just a bad card. Like, it's just an awful card. Come on, man. I think I'm gonna go for Broke. I'm gonna go for Vesuva on the Saga. Because it's the play that allows me to get lucky if I find the bounce land and I can start multi-spelling. I could otherwise go for Valakut and try to like play that game instead. Now, depending on what they do, I can Dryad next turn. I guess depending on what I draw more than what they do. I guess it depends on what they do, because if they're holding up Counterspell mana, then I can just make a token. Semi-Growth Chamber was exiled. Shit, would have liked to draw that. So they are holding Counterspell mana.
We can get a map.
No, the second one's gonna get a map. I think they just make a token. This plays around Counterspell better, and it forces my opponent to interact. So otherwise the construct blocks the monkey. Not in good shape. Not in good shape at all. They use a heat. Okay. Beanie Murktide. Okay, so they have to have another Murktide. Triple blue? That's good for me. That's very good for me. Unless they have another counterspell, that's extremely good for me.
they use their counter and they got an amulet that doesn't do anything.
What do you mean their Spiral of Canals now coming into play untapped?
Sure, value. Mishra's Bubble. So we really have to find a bounce land here. Why would they crack Bubble there? They're gonna attack with the monkey anyway. Like there's no world where they don't attack with monkey. Like they could have actually known what I'm drawing. And instead they don't. So I guess it's time to bait out a counter spell. Yep. Good thing I have 2 Covenant Souls in my deck, you know. So I can not draw them and then get a little bit of complaint equity, you know? It's important.
So unlucky.
I know. So unless he's trying to, dude, like, this fucking monkey is stealing all my bounce lands. I want bounce lands. Okay. Here's another one of these, I guess. Please don't have another counter. I guess don't have a holy heat either.
Or anything.
It's a lot. Of course they have another counter spell. Why would they not? So I'm dead to bolt. Dead to bolt. But if I find a bounce land, I have a shot. If they don't have counterspell, of course.
There's a chance.
Am I dead? Borders Garrison. I am dead. Okay, cool.
Look at so many cards.
Yep. Okay, so Bog, Cavern, Endurance, Liberator, Castle, Saga, and this was. Okay. This is what we got.
It's time for the comeback. Oh hell yeah. Grazer.
Turn 1 Grazer. Don't mind if I do.
Never seen you lose these.
So busted. So busted. For almost 6. I could have put Sunhome in play, but I mean they have no way of forcing my Dryad, but they can force the Amulet, and then that just time walks me. So by doing it like this,
I'll take the monkey.
I have a guaranteed Dryad. I can force this Amulet, but I don't care really. If they attack with monkey, I'm just gonna block with Grazer. I guess there's also the fact that We still need to draw something here. Too bad that this isn't Stronghold.
Thanks for swinging.
Yeah, I could start clocking. Oh,
That's nice.
I'll take that. Definitely want to play around Spell Pierce here. Can go get Walking Ballista. Play Ballista for x equals 2. So now they have to kill both the Ballista and the Karn.
I'm gonna swing for 2.
Swing. Bolt my Karn. No bolt. Maybe they have a turn 3 moon. It's not that much of an issue though.
They're still in trouble.
Because I can go get Worm Coil. Sitter. Or Murktiding. The tides are murked. So
Nice
it's
draw.
5/5. I can also just draw a Titan, you know.
You're lucky.
Unlucky. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So even if I play this, I can't activate Ballista, so I'm just gonna develop mana this turn. Here's a Worm Coil.
Eraser working overtime.
Eraser blocking Murktide too. Nice. I don't even know if I should protect the Karn though. Like, I'm not really doing anything with the Karn. And I just like bring it up to 2. And then it just dies anyway. Fiery Islet. Okay.
I don't even know if they want to swing.
They probably have to. I mean, this is kind of what Karn does, right? Puts opponent on the squeeze.
Oh, big.
Pretty good. That is pretty good. So, what are we doing here? This is double strike mana. I can use 4 mana too, because I think they could have Brazen Borrower.
We swing first.
Well, I can swing with the Amulet. Which is 1 extra point. So I think I want to do this. The counter. Bounce plus serve with the team.
I like the image of Karn, just like take it up his necklace and just chucking it.
And now if they do have, so smart, so they take 5 here. And I just get to redeploy the Wormquill here. So I don't want F6 because I have Ballista. Ballista checks the borrower. Could have guaranteed and bring my opponent down to 5. Doesn't seem particularly great for me. Triple blue. Steal my Ballista. Ping you. Ping you.
Sounds like a lot to deal with for 2 mana.
Yep. They don't even have Delirium, so they can't hit. Sure, hit the card. So now Murktide is chump blocking.
It's like it technically blocks the Dryad. On, yeah. No, because we could just give a double strike.
Yeah, so they can't block the ride, they have to block more. Double strike here. We can instant speed the endurance. But like my opponent can't really beat my board, so I just don't want to show them that I have endurance. Even if they have another Murktide that just doesn't do anything.
They have heat for the worm coils, they'll die.
So I'd rather just not show them endurance. Okay, game 3. Game number 3. Let's see if we can play a little bit cleaner this time around.
That was a pretty clean game.
Yeah, that was a clean game, and I'm talking about like the match that I played against Willy.
Or the match against Yorion.
Or the match against the Yorion deck, yeah. Okay.
Grazer into Saga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this hand's doing some stuff.
That's pretty good.
Okay. So we're gonna need Beast here.
Uncontrollable Grazer.
Uncounterable Gracer. Now, do we want to just play a bounce land here? Because I feel like I kind of want the token from Saga.
Oh yeah.
So I think I want to go for bounce land, and I can play Saga next turn.
Yep.
Well, that's a Blood Moon. That's a Blood Moon if I've ever seen one.
I wonder.
That is a Blood Moon if I've ever seen one.
This map gonna get a forest. Let's do Cavern on Giant or on Elemental.
That's what I was thinking about. Can't pact for Dryad. So we're just gonna name Elemental here and pass the turn. It's really funny how, because of how both of us played, like what we're doing is just super face up. Everything that we're doing is just on the table. No bluffing, no messing around. Yep, I got an endurance, in case you couldn't tell. That's nice. So, play Amulet. Maybe they have Force. Here's my Amulet. Okay. Well, I'm paying for it. They're missing land drops, but they bin the land? They are missing land drops, but they bin the land. That's weird. They just want to find the fetch exactly. The good thing is that we do have the answer to the moon. We just expedition map for a basic forest and we packed for... And they did find the fucking... Okay. But then... I am so confused about everything. I am so confused about everything. Second DRC. Pretty cool pickup. I'm not gonna play the Blood Moon, the Saga, because if they do actually have Blood Moon, we're in trouble. But I'm going to map for another cavern on their end step if they don't moon me. So they have this turn to moon me, basically. Being in iteration, so they no delirium just yet. No delirium just. I guess if they tap out for something, I can just go for expedition for Bujuku Bog, and I can play around. Can play around in Holy Heat. I think my opponent probably has counter spell in hand. Kept the card on top, so that means that they're not being enough consider. They're getting Murktide. Okay, so now that they tapped out, I think I can win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We crack for a bounce land. Crack map for bounce land. Play bounce land, 3 mana to Dryad. Play Titan. 4 lands in play. We haste. And we just 18 them, right? Only way this doesn't work is if they have Force of Negation. Which looks like they don't. Dryad. Play prime time. Sweet. All right, we got there. Video Murktide feels good. See you next round. All right, here we are in the fun bracket. Guess I'm gonna keep this hand. The casual bracket at 2 and 2. Let's see what we're up against. Rise Against the Orcs. I'm not familiar with this username. Scalding Tarn Bubble. Another Murktide. Jeez. Okay. That kind of sucks. Saga. Here's an Amulet. Go. It's your turn. Is Murktide playing more forces now? Last time I was seeing, like, Doom Switch was playing one force in the main deck, and I feel like I've gotten my Amulet forced much more than it's reasonable. Yeah, there we go. They pitched an iteration, though. It's kind of a big game. So, I think I want a Saga on 2. Valakut has been exiled. So we're just gonna play second Saga, say go. Then we can play an Uncounterable Dryad following turn. Opponent's pretty close to assembling Lurrus. They get a Karn. And if they tap out for that one, that's pretty good for me. Unless they have a Torpor Orb in the sideboard. Okay, because they're gonna cast it. I mean, this means that... Wait, they do have Torpor Orb? Okay. No, engineered explosives for 0. Well, you love to see that. So we're gonna get Amulet now, because we can't really. Yeah, making a token doesn't really do anything, but the fact that we can't activate Expedition Map, it's kind of annoying. Sure. So I guess if they don't have counter magic, we can Titan here. They don't have Delirium. They're going for Murktide. So that's pretty good news for us. Yeah, okay, awesome. So let's float a green mana. Get another Amulet. This is 1, 2. Play this name Giant 3. Play this tapped, and we just castle our way to a Titan. Sup? Lotus Garrison, Slayer Stronghold. Attack them. Oh, that's right, we only have one Valakut. Okay, so that means that I'm just gonna go for this. Kill Murky. Always, yes, always healed. And forgot about the fact that there's no Valakut left in the deck. It's pretty brutal. I mean, probably it's not going to matter. think that's it. Winning game 1 is big deal. Winning game 1 is a big deal because win on the draw is kind of rough. So do that. Cut a couple of sagas. Liberator Endurance. Shave Asusa. Cut a castle. Memorize the actually memorize this cyber plan because it played against this deck like it's the third time in 5 rounds. Clear Liberator Murktide is over 50% of the metagame. Okay, so opponent keeps 7. Probably can't keep this. I guess I'm keeping this one though. Keep bottom stronghold. That's rough. Spell Pierce probably. Thought Scour themselves. So if they have a fetch land, they can turn to a Murktide. I guess instead they're playing. Okay, so play Asusa. Play this. Play Sunhome and play Covenant Giant. And I think I want to pass the turn here. Because if I find a Titan, I can cast it anyway. But by doing only one Amulet, my opponent is incentivized to, if they have Archmage's Charm, maybe they want to steal it, which would be really good for me. So I'm just kind of leveling my opponent right here. Just leveling my opponent a little bit. If they have Blood Moon, nothing matters, right? Like, and the Amulet is just a dead card anyways. So I think this is fine. And by showing them the Cavern, I'm sort of incentivizing my opponent to tap out main phase, which is what I want, because that enables my top decks, which otherwise, you know, that's good. Like if they don't have a Murktide, we're doing pretty great here. Like this is just awesome for me, I think. So they clear my board. And I think I continue with the same bluff. Just commit to this bluff. So they did find the Murktide, which is... Oh, Blood Moon, that's much worse. So that's bad. That is very, very bad for me. That is very, very bad for me. We do get to swing for 2 there, but now... Oh yeah, now we're super dead. So that enables Delirium. So if they find the heat, they can just kill the Dryad straight up. Am I just dead here? Karn. Karn is what I need. Karn or the Liberator guy. Those are just the only cards that actually matter right now. Endurance, I guess, could be pretty solid. Yeah, Endurance would be a very, very good top deck, actually. And if I do find Endurance, I'm just going to Endurance main phase to play around Counterspell. Another iteration. It's a lot. That really is a lot. I guess if I do find a pact, I'm probably pacting for endurance. Another DRC. Karn, endurance. We don't even have good attacks now. I guess I should have attacked first, because like I'm not blocking, and maybe my opponent doesn't block and I get a couple of points in there. This Bloodman's really hard to beat though. And these dudes are going to be really hard to race. Another iteration. And the reason I'm not blocking with the Gracer is because if I do find a Karn, then I'm going to want to, you know, throw these Gracers under the bus in order to protect the Karn. Scour themselves. Will they scour me? Okay. Fun. That is a pretty fun. That's a pretty fun set of occurrences to happen. Okay, game number 3. Now we're gonna be on the play. And I think we keep this. And we just try to draw better. That's the strategy. Strategy is to try to draw better. Sounds like an effective strategy. We probably have to do better than this, right? We're on the play. Yeah. And this is better. Sweet. So we're gonna bottom Vestige. Turn 1 a Beast. Racer. Play that on Seiko. So the best draw is probably Dryad or Asusa. Dryad would be a better draw than Asusa. Amulet would also be pretty good. DRC. Okay. Hopefully they try to, you know, break through this Gracer and they thought scour themselves or something. Or maybe they just bolt the Gracer? That would be even better. Oops. It was not a free attack. Do I want to shuffle? I think I actually want to shuffle the Heath back in, so that I could find it off of Dryad potentially. Sure, they could have a Lightning Bolt, but I think if they had a Bolt, they would have bolted the Gracer. Maybe I'm wrong. I guess they do have it. Okay, my opponent just had the Soul Wreath. We do at least get to clear the DRC, which is nice. That's pretty cool. So, let's say Dryad. And I think I'm going to Karn for Tormod script here. So my priority here is to protect the Titan from unholy heat, right? That's why I went for the crypt. The mill a land. Can't activate it because of Karn. Okay, okay. They want to blow up the bubble. Can also minus for Ballista and kill this. I could also minus for coding. Now let's go for Ballista. So Walkie Ballista, float mana. Play these on Giant. Play Ballista for 2. This kills their dude. Pass the turn. We know they don't have force, which is nice. We have double Gracer to block this Karn, so if they want to kill the Karn, they actually have to like bolt it or something. My opponent can Bloodman me here, which would very much be a problem. Okay, that's a pretty good draw. That is pretty good draw. So we're not worried about heat because we have Tormod's Crypt, so that's pretty nice. They have Gust? There's no way they have Gust. They're milling me. Sweet, so now I'm not drawing those dead amulets. Dress down. Okay. That's a little bit of a beating. Not that much of a beating, but... Do I want to prevent another Murktide from coming down? No, actually I want to encourage it. Because if that's what they're going for, then we're in great shape. Blood Moon. Not the worst, actually. Because we can just pact for the little dude. Opponent should probably attack here. They also locked themselves out of blue. Wow, really? They lock themselves out with their own Blood Moon, dude. Like, this is what I always say, man. Like, why are these Murktide decks playing like 9 mountains total? 9 islands total, sorry. Like, why are they doing this? Just play more islands, just play more fetch lands. It's so crazy. It's so wild to me. Or just don't play Blood Moon instead, or just play Alpine Moon, right? If your mana can support it. But like, you have so many blue cards, and they also are playing like Murktide, Counterspell. They're playing Archmage's Charm. I don't know, man. I just don't get it. People just don't respect their mana bases ever. Anyway, see you next round. I think I'm actually keeping this hand. Like, it's a little bit slow, but it's fairly robust, and we have Radiant Fountain, so we can save some time. The only problem would be if we're playing against Hammer. This hand's probably not great against Hammer. But if this is any sort of like, you know, monkey nonsense deck, then I think that we could be in fine shape. And the fact that I see Bubble means that we're probably not playing against just black-red. Fetching for basic swamp is interesting. I'm just gonna take the Dryad, which makes their Inquisitions bad. So best draw is Amulet. Pretty nice that we get to play Growth Chamber here and we don't go to discard because they thought it does. So got it. Black-red Lurrus. Okay. Them doing nothing is kind of a pretty big deal. If we were in game 2, I would be a little bit more worried about them doing nothing here, but since this is game 1, it just tells me that they don't have a threat. And they don't know about these 2 cards. They do know about everything else. So our best draw now is going to be Azusa, because Azusa allows me to Titan next turn. Do I pact for Azusa now that I have another pact? Because I can go play, bounce, play. I guess play, bounce, play. Then I pay for pact. I'm going to have 3 mana on the following turn. 3 mana. Opponent plays Lurrus, and that's the thing, the bubble thing. Could also go for Dryad, which is harder for my opponent to kill. Yeah, I think so. Let's go for Dryad. It's just because next turn we're not gonna be able to do anything anyway, because we just have to pay for pact, and then we spend that turn playing Valakut, and then on the following turn we just play Titan. So, and Dryad just represents a better threat in this situation. It's a little bit harder to kill, and like it means that my opponent can't just, you know, drop Lurrus and expect that it's gonna work, because they're still gonna be under pressure. Gonna be 1 land drop away from being able to just straight up kill the Lurrus with this Valakut, but I still think that with two Titans in hand and the Karn, I'm liking my spot, I think. I guess they could have Torak. I wonder if my opponent is going to go for the Luxsack here. Okay, they don't need to Luxsack, they just have Terminate. This is fine though. We'll just get to... So this is going to be a 3, which is bad for us. But we're just going to get to play Prime Time next turn, which is pretty solid. Alternatively, we can just go for Karn and just minus for Crypt. They kept on top. Interesting that they shocked. They're planning to bolt me on unstep. It's honestly not the worst. Just bold me an end step here. I'm seriously considering just going Karn minus for Tormod script, which would protect the prime time. The thing is, my opponent's gonna play Lurrus this turn, so we'll probably just have to play Primeval Titan, and it's gonna get unholy heated. Huh, I guess it depends. Because if they go Lurrus, Bubble, crack it immediately. We can sort of punish that. So, well, we're gonna get Crocsat, I guess, if we don't go for the Tormod script line, so I guess we're doing that. So we're just gonna Karn minus get Tormod script. And I think I just crack on their upkeep. So I think they know about these. They don't know about the Summoner's Pact. So play Karn, which is just gonna die, but it's fine. It's gonna gain me a little bit of life. And it's gonna protect my prime time, which is the most honorary thing that the Karn Great Creator can do, right? I guess if I have an untapped land, 3. We're gonna do this now? We definitely don't want to do this now. I guess they probably have to do it on end step. Well, they don't have enough cards to Croxa, so I don't have to. Pretty interesting that they didn't do that on end step. Because again, like, the card doesn't matter at all, right? So this gives me one more. I guess it gives them one more card. So maybe because of that, it's not worth it. Thoughtseize gets banned. This is fine because they can't crack. So now I imagine they're gonna go this at Karn, the other one's gonna go face. And this is fine. We're gonna take 3. I'd rather take 3 if it means that I can get rid of one more card from them. So I want to make sure that I get the most bang from my buck. It doesn't let them Proxa. Gonna Torak. Yeah, Torak's really good. Torak's really good here. Okay. Could have been worse. That could have been worse. Here, Tormod script costing 0 mana is just such a big deal, right? Here's Primeval Titan. I think we're going for... We just go for double Saga. Bounce Land is kind of interesting because it's like one more card to make Torak a little bit worse. So like we were making it a 50-50 chance. If they have another Torak. We're at 20 though, so Saga has pretty high ceiling. Could play on second, play out the second Valakut. Yeah, let's play out the second Valakut actually. I'm not gonna play around another Torak. So we're gonna wait for that to... So here my opponent needs to have another Unholy Heat. Which is fine, because it means that they can't Torak me, right? Well, they just let it resolve. Okay. I mean, they're not gonna be able to set up lethal here. And now they can't make me discard a Summoner's Pact. So this is just like 2 shocks. Just doesn't do anything. Call against command. Okay. Alright, I guess that did something. So we do have another Titan. I guess we're gonna need to draw something here. Dryad or Primetime are our best draws. If I go for Dryad, I get to kill their Lurrus and their DRC. And I get to make 2 Saga tokens. I think that's the play. But Primetime, if I go for Primetime, green, I just don't have enough mana. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for Dryad. Play this, Valakut here, Valakut here. Always yes, always yes, always yield. Pass the turn. I think I'm throwing one of these Saga tokens under the bus. And then we can find Expedition map of the Ursa Saga. Unholy Heat really sucks. Unholy Heat really sucks there. Gonna go for the Den. Feels like it. Okay. So we're gonna trade for a Den token. We're definitely trading for a Den. Now the thing is, do I want to chomp Torak or not? Because these are gonna become 5/5s next turn. So I think I don't want to just like get got by like a random lightning bolt. Yes. It's an amulet. Which doesn't really do anything. Make some tokens. Expedition map. Amulet of Vigor. these are now 4/4s. They have heat number 4. We could be in trouble. I've been so impressed by this card. This card has been really, really impressive. So 2 mana to crack. Also transmuting triggers Thorak, which is super good. 3 mana to crack. Sorry, 2 to crack, 3 to transmute, 1, 2, 3. So we still need a bounce line in order to Primeval Titan. Thorak is very impressive. Thorak is very, very impressive. Maybe we have to go get another Saga? Is that a thing? Maybe the Chomp last turn was bad. I mean, I would be at 3 right now. No, the Chomp was fine. The Chomp was fine. If they have Call against command number 2, probably can't beat that because that makes Thorak into a 6/5, and it blows up one of my constructs and makes me discard. So we probably can't beat Call against command. On a Holy Heat number 4, we may be able to beat, but it's going to be hard. Opponent's deep in the tank. So they definitely have something going on. I imagine they just have Call against command and they're just going through all the possible iterations. Like they can just get back Lurrus, they can destroy construct and make me discard. Like they have so many options. So I imagine they're just going all the different permutations for Call against command. Clock's ticking down though. They're like 12 minutes in. And I'm barely above 6. I mean, almost 6, not even 6. Super deep in the tank. Alright, they finally found the play. They Inquisition my Amulet. Do they have the Call against command? Monkey. We can block like this. We can double block Thorak. I don't think I want to double block the Thorak though. Another Amulet. Three mana to just mute 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So any land off the top gives me Titan. We're gonna be taking 3, 4, 5 from the den. So we're dead to Lightning Bolt. Or we're dead to Hasty Monkey. I guess we're not unless they have land Hasty Monkey. I think we pass. Any land allows me to play Primetime and win. But if I find something like a Dryad, I guess if I find the Dryad, I just get to destroy the entire board, so that probably also wins. So I think I'm gonna play around this card by passing the turn. Play around something like a Croxa or whatever. Again, we're dead to Bolt because we're gonna chomp the Torak, and then we're just gonna take lethal. So dead to Lightning Bolt. Hopefully we don't get slow rolled. Den of the Bugbear is kind of great. Okay, so get this. Tulare West. We're gonna go for broke. Any land does it. That does count as any land. Just need for green. Torak Gross, which I think it's a hilarious interaction. Last Summoner's Pact. Name Giant. And we're obviously going for it because we just don't have more time. Wait, what? Okay, it's just lagging. So, Summoner's Pact, Primeval Titan, cast Prime Time, Bonus Garrison, Slayer Stronghold. Shout out to Radiant Fountain, which we got to play and replay 3 times, and then it won the game at 2. Suva, Sunhome, Suva, Copy Garrison. This is the Sunhome? Yes, it is. Wow. Alright, what a grind fest. Pretty happy with how I played that game though. I think I played it pretty well. Finally tightening up a little bit. We got explosives and endurance. We're going to be cutting 2 caverns and 1 Azusa. There's definitely an argument for cutting sagas in this matchup, but they only have like exactly Alpine Moon. And they have maybe like 2 or 3 copies at most. So I think that even though maybe they could be a little bit more likely to mulligan to it, like the likelihood that it actually shows up is not that high. It's definitely non-zero. So I could definitely see an argument for shaving some number of sagas in this matchup, but again, like as we just saw, like the card is just so powerful when my opponent just doesn't have the profitable interaction, which is again specifically Alpine Moon. Like nothing else from their deck really interacts with the saga. So with that in mind, I think I like the saga more than other options. But you know, we just gotta be aware that we may very well get punished for that decision. Yeah, you hate a mulligan against the. Like, I think I'm keeping this. You hate to mulligan against the discard spell Torak deck, but this hand is kind of solid against turn 1 Monkey or turn 1 DRC. So I'm gonna go for broke here because we probably need the help. So I'm gonna go for Saga. Means I'm not gonna be able to get tokens out of it, but I also think that we may be getting Alpine Moon here. Opponent with proper sequencing, okay. Ha! Played around discard spell.
0 for 1, let's go. That's how you fix a mulligan.
Yep, there we go. Fixing a mulligan, 1 bad hand at a time. Here comes the Alpine Moon, I'm gonna be very sad.
Do they have Unhull Heat?
I think they have heat. But if that's their plan, I think I'm fine. Unless they have monkey. But then like if they just enable the thing, it's just worse for me.
I guess it was just a free attack for them.
Mm-hmm. That's actually a great draw.
Mm-hmm.
Really great draw. Because now I get value from this saga, which is sick. Opponent has perfect info, but it doesn't really matter.
What are they gonna do about it?
Exactly.
Are they gonna Turok us?
So I'm definitely putting this Gracer in front of the monkey. Radiant Fountain just being an all-star in this matchup. Win game 1 at 2 life after replaying Fountain like 3 times or something. Dude, you have perfect information, opponent.
I guess they're just gonna surveil value.
Yeah, but if you were just gonna do this for surveil, just do it in first main phase so you can actually just swing for 3. Like you knew this. Like none of this should be a surprise to you. Croxa.
Sanctuary?
Sure. Yeah, we're beating the Sanctuary. I could bog my opponent here. Oh. Okay. So I guess we're going for Amulet then. And we're gonna play. So I can't. Regardless of what happens here, I can't Titan next turn. Unless I find another Amulet or an Asusa. So I think I'm gonna bounce the Vestige. Now do I want to swing? I think I want to raise back actually.
Yeah, they're very low.
They're at 10 now?
Dude, monkey. So
Yeah, so my opponent gets to Croxa me here. Which is not bad for them. Which is not bad at all. But that means that neither the monkey nor the DRC do anything. I think I'm discarding the Vestige. Easy game.
That's a Titan. Which 6/6 is better?
Yeah, good old 6/6 mirror match. Good old 6/6 mirror match. Force Garrison, Slayer Stronghold.
Just swing for lethal.
Yep. Unless they have Black Force and somehow a black card magically appears in their hand.
Don't count your chickens where they hatch.
Suva, Sunhome, Suva here. Boom. Float, float. Double strike.
1 mana extra.
Sounds good. Sweet. 4 and 2. Awesome. Okay, round number 7 against Martinez DP. I think I keep this playing the Yorion deck. That's a pretty solid draw. Actually, yeah, that was a mistake. I should have just played Vesuva, copied my opponent's land. Okay, we're fine. They play like 2 or 3 counter spells, so maybe we got there, but well, this hand is working out. Serving with Gracer, of course. Never not serving with Gracer. I mean, we got Titan mana here, so there's that. That's cool. Stomping Ground. So copy this. And we already have another Titan set up, so I'm just gonna go for haste here. The opponent just packs it in. Cool. Alright. We take those. We take those. We take those. So grabbing the good old cyber guide here and going to, so we want Paducah Bog, Karn, Cavern Endurance. We want to cut 2 Gracers. What is it? 2 Gracers, 1 Castle, 1 Fountain. Okay, so it's a cute thingy. Yeah, skip this. It worked last round. I don't see why it wouldn't. Last game, I don't see why it wouldn't work again here, right? So this time around it's a little bit more awkward because the bounce land will force us to discard. So I really wish that we find like a basic forest or something. So this time around the game's gonna be very different. They have a rain going. They have a Misty in hand. Ugh. So if they have a Spreading Seas, we are in a world of trouble here. Discard Summoners back there. Maybe I should be pitching the Sun Home, but the Sun Home is the untapped land that I'm gonna need, so it's not really an option. Show me Flooded Strand. Okay, so we know they have Misty in hand. I'll leave a note there. Fairy. Okay, that's okay. It's kind of whatever. That's pretty good. So here's a Dryad. And I think I'm gonna go with that. Probably gonna bounce the Dryad, that's fine. And return Foothills. And discard Foothills. Okay. Decent draw. They didn't plus, so they can't instant speed ending my dude here. So we're gonna lead it on. I kind of want to lead on prime time actually. Yeah, I think so. It's better against counterspell, but if my opponent has... It's worse against counterspell, I mean, but if my opponent has, what's his name there? Solitude plus Blink, then we kind of get him. Ephemerate, that's the word I was looking for. Time Warp. So now they just have infinite turns. That's cool. It's hard not to feel a little bit scammed that it's the second time that we're losing to a one-off. Like both times that we got paired against this deck. Okay, that's enough. Both times that we got paired against this deck, we just got hosed by... There's one Time Warp in the entire deck list, and both times we got by it. That's fine though. Game number 3, we're gonna be on the play this time around. Do we want to make any changes? Not really. I think we just submit the same and we just get luckier. Being on the play is a big deal, though. Being on the play is a really, really big deal. As it is in most matchups in the modern format. This hand's not gonna cut it, though. This hand maybe cuts it. Make a red mana. Pass the turn. So again, we do kind of get owned by Spreading Seas. Chalice for 0. Okay. That's a big one. Damn it. Turn of Witness. Okay, that's good though. That's good for me. So now we're gonna get to Resolve Dryad. And I think we play this and we play Gracer. And the reason for doing this is so like now if they want to Spreading Seas here, we don't really care. In fact, we kind of want for that to happen. Okay. No shock is big. No shock is massive. So do they have Force of Negation? Very important to get rid of the Chalice here. And now we can do this and play Saga. I guess I did this in the incorrect order because now my opponent can just block and Ephemerate, but they don't have the Ephemerate, which is good for me. Omnath is big game though. Please don't have the Time Warp again. Please don't do it. I'm asking you. I am once again asking you to not have the Time Warp. They can't counterspell the Titan. That's not Time Warp mana. Oh, it's Unholy Heat mana. That's what my opponent's up to over there. Night of Autumn. It's kind of sick. Okay. Okay, so we play on. We do play on. That's a bounce land. That is a bounce land. We can... What can we do here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have Titan mana. I definitely want to bog my opponent. The problem is if I Titan, I need to make sure that I have enough green sources because of Spreading Seas. I could also ballista for 3, kill both of these. And I can do that while my opponent stepped out. I really wish I could get rid of these Omnaths. I could also just be a coward and go get Tormod Script. Make sure I don't get comboed out of the game. This is super close. There's so many lines. There's so many potential lines here. Yeah, I mean, if there was any line that allows me to kill the Omnath, I would go for that one. But because none of them do, I'm kind of stuck. So I think I'm gonna go for Primetime plus Tormod Script. And now I definitely want a green source, as I said, because I don't want to just die to a stupid to just my back trigger. And I guess the other one's gonna be to the west. -2. Yes. Tormod Script. Cast. Play this. Bounce ball. Say go.
Do you want to no bounce ball to be able to E for 4?
No, because this is finding an amulet. So if I need to, I can just do it anyway. So Bog being able to just not force me to crack to crypt makes it so I'm just not really dying to the infinite turns, which is how I lost game 2. Yeah, the never-ending stream of fetches.
Luckily they can't trigger it 3 times.
I guess they can just Yorion here. It's pretty sick, actually. Okay, so they're going for Solitude instead.
Kill Karn.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just gonna get rid of Karn. Go face. They have to bring everything at Karn. Wait, what? Well, I mean,
Block.
I'm gonna block that one. I mean, they can't unless they have a card that makes an extra land drop. Time warp. Okay, sure. Yeah, that's brutal. Dude, like, it's a one-off, man. I've been getting owned by this stupid time warp 3 out of the 4 games that I played against this archetype. They play 1 copy just so they can go infinite with Witness. And every single time it's been a blowout. Honestly, I wonder if that means that they should just play more copies.
It might be only good against this deck because we have no interaction.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, and also we're just stuck paying for Pact here. This is rough. This is rough. Time warp's so devastating there. Absolutely backbreaking. But they also found Spreading Seas.
Jeez.
Okay.
Should have gone the Saga.
If they have another one, I just lose to my Pact.
No, you can pay for it.
Oh, I can pay for Euro. Never mind. Oh, that's why they still get to play Yorion here. And then the Knight of Autumn blows up the Saga. Okay, like I think that we're done here.
Yeah, they can also force the action with the thermal script.
I think
add a bottom trigger and then
yeah,
right
I think we're done
width.
here.
Before the E-Week comes back, we should trigger the crypt, yeah.
Yeah, just doing this now so my opponent can't ephemerate the E-Wit in response to me cracking the Tormal script.
That's a lot of triggers.
Yeah, this is probably going to be too much.
Oh, they don't even go to discard. Devastating.
This is probably going to be too much. Dude, both times. Time warp. Jesus. That's so tilting. That is so tilting.
Unlucky.
That is so tilting. Just died to the one of time warp 2 games in a row. I'm gonna ask my opponent. I think like without the time warp, I think we were perfectly fine. Both games actually. I'm trying to see if there's anything I can do here, but I guess I even paid it wrong, so I can't even transmit here. I guess I could have transmitted. Yeah, whatever. Like game's over. Like there's nothing I can do. All right. So at XN3, I am gonna drop now. I'm probably my opponent says I do. Oh man, the single time work. Both games. There's nothing I could have done either time anyway. Literally nothing I could have done. I think my point is but
nah, it's just too devastating. Not being able to deal with it now.
Yeah. No, I was trying to think if there's anything I could have sequenced differently or anything like that, but it's just like nothing. I don't think anything mattered. Once the time warp came down, it just doesn't matter. It was key on that turn that I just could not deal with the Omnath. I feel like if we deal with the Omnath, then my opponent's mana is a lot more limited. So maybe I can struggle to find a way to get there, but
could you prioritize in some way playing lands such that you have played the Synchro Chamber? Because that was like the color that you were missing to Eve for.
If I could have played the Growth Chamber earlier, I mean.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is I had played the Growth Chamber earlier, but it was Spreading Seas, so I had to bounce it in order to get the Spreading Seas out.
But you still got the blue that you need for...
Yeah, but I didn't know that they were going to have Omnath at that point, so...
Yeah, well, that's the thing you could... if we know, maybe something that we can prioritize for next time.
Yeah, so... Alright, to wrap things up, I do like this deck list a lot. I think this deck list is kind of where I would be. I think the main deck is almost the same as Pondent Wines, but he has 1 extra Karn, and he has 1 extra basic over the fifth basic over the Breeding Pool. And this actually mattered in this league. Like, if I had had the 5th basic, if it had been a basic, like, I got Blood Moon on round 2, I think. And that I did draw a Breeding Pool, so I would have been able to still cast spells if I had access to the 5th basic instead. But yeah, I don't think I played well in the early rounds. Like the round that I lost against the first 5-color Omnath, 4-color Omnath deck, I could have definitely won if I hadn't gotten lazy. Like if I had stayed.
Instead of going for a haste.
Yeah, there's just like it's just so obvious that that's the only way that I lose that game, right? Is like my opponent has Solitude plus White card, and I just I just go for it, and then I just never draw a threat again, which is exactly what happened. So it's very easy for me at that point to just do what?
You got impatient.
Yeah, I got impatient. Like my opponent f6, and I knew that they were. I even said it like it's possible that my opponent's bluffing here, and they indeed were. But I just got lazy, and what I should have done is I should have just been patient. Like if I feel like if this had been like a paper event, I would have never ever gone for it. But the fact that it was an MTGO and I'm just like, oh yeah, click buttons, be done with this game. It kind of got me. But I still do like Amulet's positioning in the metagame, even though we played against Murktide 3 times. We played against Murktide 3 times. Twice against the Yorion Omnath deck, and then 1 time against the Red Black Lurrus deck. So those were my matchups.
One more.
Oh, one more. What was the other one? Oh, that's right, Twiddlestorm. We actually beat Brian Cook on Twiddlestorm in round 1. But yeah, I think the deck is still good. Like it's probably what I would play if I had another competitive event this weekend. So if I were going to Vegas, I would probably register something 98% like this, like almost this exact 75. Maybe I'll change the cyber card. Maybe I'll change
Basic.
I'll add the basic. Like the upside of having breeding pool is that you can fetch for a tapped source. So sometimes this actually does come up. You can fetch for a tapped source, and if you have double amulet, that actually nets you mana. So there's like a very specific upside for breeding pool, and the only upside for basic forest, now that we live in a world of basically nobody playing Field of Ruin and basically nobody playing Path to Exile, there's the only upside for forest is specifically Blood Moon. So with those things in mind, just make the decision that you think is better, I would say. I am still not sure whether which one or the other is the better decision, but yeah, it is a pretty solid deck. I think the Yorion matchup again. 3 of the 4 games that I lost against the Yorion deck were because of time warp. Like if my opponents hadn't found the one of all 3 of those games, I think that we would have been in fine shape. The other one I just won because I just lost because I'm an idiot. So that can probably also be fixed. But besides that, I would definitely recommend this deck list if you're a sub or to my Twitch channel, or if you are a patron, you can have access to the cyber guide that I was using in between rounds. I'm not on my computer, so I was just using my phone. So it's not that I was checking my texts, is that I was actually looking at the sideboard guides whenever I was looking over there. But this is very locked in, I would say. Only potential changes, like the only cards that I do consider to be flex slots are the 2 dismembers. And the other one would be a Wormcoil Engine, which can become a Golos. So those are the things that I could see changing. But besides that, that's it. Like I think this deck list is very, very good. I just should have played a little bit tighter, and I should have gotten a little bit less unlucky, I guess. If you enjoy the content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.